This video is going to help you with the third week of your final project. Okay, so in this third week, we are going to be adding chords to your project. Instruments that play chords. You have 4 choices. We're going to talk about all 4 of those in just a second. So to start this week, you're going to open up the project, final project that you've been working on for the past 2 weeks. Okay, you're going to do that by clicking the Soundtrap link right in the assignment. Okay, so you can click that, or you can go to soundtrap.com, and let's do that right now. Soundtrap.com and log in. If I spelled it right, that would work. Here we go. So you're going to log in. I'm already logged in here. And then you're going to find the one called Final Project right here. Okay? And you're going to click Studio, and it'll just load you right up. And then it should look like this. Something you've been working on for the past 2 weeks. You should have your drum beat in these top tracks up here. Your bass line that you just added. Okay, so this is the one that I have. Here are all my drums. Here's my bass down here. You should already have this stuff done. If you don't have this done, you got to catch up because we're adding more stuff today. Okay, so today we are adding chords to our project. Let's go over exactly what chords are first. Okay, so just as an example, a chord is when you play more than one note at the same time. So a note is just like one key on the piano here. A chord is when you start to play more of those at the same time. You can start to get a lot of really cool sounds. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with. There are 4 instruments that you can use when you play chords. So a piano, which is what I'm using right now. You can see piano. You can use guitar, synth, or strings. Okay, so again, piano, guitar, synth, and strings. You can add all of those to your project. You can add just a few. It's up to you. It's your song. Okay, but you got to add at least one of them. So here's a piano. Let's hear what guitar sounds like, just so we can hear all of our options. Let's go a guitar, guitar. So here's a guitar. Things like that. Let's see what else we got. We're going to go to a synth now. All right, so here's some synths. Here's bass synths. We don't want that regular synths. We want leads. Okay, so synths are very electronic sounding. There's a lot of different sounds. All cool sounds that you have. And then the last one we're going to do are strings. So let's find here are strings. And we're going to go here. You get the idea. So these are the instruments that we're going to work with. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add one of these in. So we're going to open up our loops library. We do that by clicking our purple music notes up here. And our loops are going to come down. Alright, the second thing you want to do is choose your scale. We did this last week. So right here where it says any scale, you're going to click that. And if you want your song to sound sad, you're going to click minor. If you want a major, you're going to click happy. Last week I chose sad for my bass line, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click a minor scale. And then we're going to add something that we want. So let me add a synth, because that's the kind of sound I'm going for here. I have a lot of electronic instruments, so I feel like this synth would be right. So just like we've been doing, you're going to click on ones that you like. I like this. It sounds cool, so I'm going to put it in, drag it right here. And that's the first part of my project right here. Let's listen. Sounds pretty good. Now I'm going to add a synth to the second part of my project. Okay, so that's going to start at measure 9. Now I'm just going to find a different synth. So let's try this one. That's pretty cool. And I'll add that right in here, and even on the same synth track so they have the same sound. Okay, so let's listen to how it changes here. So I have one synth loop, another synth loop, right, for both sections of my song. I'm going to change the volume of this, the second part of your project. You're going to change the volume, right? We can go down or up. Let's listen. We don't want to have these too loud, so let's keep them a little in the background. Go right there, maybe a little higher. There we go. Now we have our synth. Once you do this, this is all you need to do. You add at least one type of synth, 2 parts of it, you change the volume, you're done. You click save, you click exit studio, right, and you're good to go. And you can get your points, and that's fine. Alright, but again, this is your song, right? Make it sound good. Make it something that you're proud of. You can always add more. This is the bare minimum. Okay, so I think it would sound a little better with some more things in there, right? So I'm gonna look for some other stuff here. I think this would sound cool in the beginning. I'm going to make it really low. Let's listen to that. It's a very in the background sound. Let's add one more in here. This sounds cool. So I'm actually going to add this right over here. Let's see how that sounds. I don't want this on that track. Let's do that again. I want to make it its own track. So we keep the sound there, and we're going to cut this short so it works with our project. Now let's hear that part. There we go. So now we have a couple different things in here. It starts to really sound like a song. All right, now if you want your 5 extra credit points, you're going to add sound effects in. Okay, so these sound effects are not really instruments, but they kind of just give the song a little extra something. All right, so you can do that by getting rid of this, and you're going to go to SFX. It stands for sound effects. SFX. Okay, so you can listen to a couple of these, and again, this is only for your 5 extra credit points. Clock noises. This is good for something in the beginning of the song, right? If you want to do something like that. Or this could be good in the transition. That would sound really cool. So these sound effects can add a lot to the song. I'm not going to use that one. I'll use something a little different here. Let's see what else we got. A lot of bass drops. This is cool, all right? And especially if I put this right in the transition here. So let's listen to that. Just gives that transition a little extra oomph, right? And that's going to be your 5 extra points, is if you add the SFX, the sound effects in there. All right, so once you're done, you're going to click save. And you're going to click Exit Studio, and you'll be all set. Okay, and remember, I'm always here to answer your questions.